Okay, I went out in the wild tonight, and what I'm learning is guys, they don't come up to you anymore. Like, guys no longer approach you. Maybe it's just me that they don't approach, but what is happening in this society? Like, are you too afraid or are you uninterested? Do we have to make the move? Like, please tell me, because I would love to meet somebody out in person. Like, I don't want to do the dating apps or online, but this is what it's come to. Not getting approached, not seeing anyone out.
I just don't know if I'll go on another date. Yeah.
Dang. Just because of how I look? You know, that kind of bummed me out.
Rejection brings me close to my wife.
We even talked to me. She was just talking out her ass. I don't know. Definitely disappointed. Yeah. I mean, I thought we connected somewhat.
Same way.
No, she's gorgeous. I mean, I would have loved to go with her date.
Oh, thank you. Dated guys who are like, you look at more like tan. And I'm almost surprised myself. So I think they kind of like physical attraction probably matters to me. Yeah.
Sometimes I look at my boyfriend and I'm like, oh my god, we get to kiss. That's so cool. And sometimes I look at him and I'm like, historically, your gender has profited off of the oppression and subjugation of my gender.
In case you didn't already feel like 2025 was a bad year, just remember that JoJo Siwa, a literal lesbian, got a boyfriend before you did.
Part 2 of women I do not think men should date, starting off strong, women who are one of the boys, specifically if they just cannot make any female friends. Number 2, women who can't take feedback, especially when you give it in a really kind way. If they can't accept any type of criticism, I don't think that they should be on the list. Number 3, women who think everyone is jealous of them, specifically women too, or family members if they just think everyone's so jealous. Number 4, women who demean others. That could be male or female. Number 5, women who think all girly things like hair, makeup, nails is just so extra and they just could never. Good day.
I was kind of lost and shit. I just want to know where I can find your number. What? I don't know.
Try again.
Huh?
Try again.
What you mean try again?
Try another one.
Try another pickup line?
Yeah.
You're beautiful. Can I just get your number?
My Instagram.
I don't got Instagram. I'm not even gonna lie, I really don't got it.
You didn't even ask me what my name was, though.
I did ask your name.
What's my name?
McKenna, right?
What's your name?
Tab. Nice to meet you.
Your name.
I can't shake your hand. I'm trying to be respectful, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you need to tell me your name. About your trying to be respectful. Introductions?
My bad. My name is Tab. Nice to meet you and shit.
Okay.
I didn't want to be in your face all day. I just wanted to introduce myself and like come correct and be a gentleman.
6, 7, 8.
Oh, really? You want to type it in?
6, 7, 8. My hands are crunched right now.
Is this a fake number?
Contested. That's just an iPhone.
Somebody in the comments said she's feeling him physically, but she's highly disappointed in his approach. Yeah, correct. Or else she would have moved on, right? She's given him a chance, which, you know, I can appreciate. Because that's what I talk about all the time. A lot of times, or sometimes, men don't approach the right way. They don't know how to approach. They don't know what to say. And instead of just being like, oh, this is a red flag, I'm going to shut you down. And now, obviously, if a man is super incompetent, you just say, hey, man, just go about your way, right? But, you know, if the man is kind of like he's trying and he's giving some effort, help him out. Help him out. If he wants to approach you, help him out. If you're attracted to the guy, help him out. If you ain't attracted to the guy and he still approaches you, I mean, you don't have to invite him over. But if he does come over and say, hey, I noticed you from across the room, wanted to get to know you, you can have a polite conversation and let him go on his way. So, you know, I appreciate you for, even though you had that death stare, I appreciate you helping bro out.
Do you want to try?
I'm glad a woman in the comments said something to this effect. She said, everyone in these comments are so uptight. Accidents happen and none of you are perfect. That's exactly right. We were in the urgent care the other week, and a woman was talking to us, and she said something to the effect of, "Hey, don't do this because I dropped my baby off of the table. Like her kid fell off of like the little table that you have in the doctor's office, fell off, and she was stressed. Can't blame that on the man." And she said, "Well," and I said, what happened? Like, is everything okay?" And she said, "Oh yeah, he was fine, but I was just so stressed about it." I was like, wow, I would have never even thought. My wife's mom was cleaning upstairs, had my wife in the room when she was younger, right? Obviously, she was a kid, maybe a year or two, something like that, maybe. It's probably about a couple years old, right? The window is open. The window's open. This second story house now. Window is open. My wife walks out of the window, falls out of the window, all the way down. All the way down. Mind you, my wife's mother, my mother-in-law, is a nurse. She's a nurse. Had to take her to the hospital. Doctor said she's fine except for a couple of bruises and nicks and scars and here and there, but she's okay. Thankfully, because it could have been much worse. So I get where you're coming from, but don't do this stuff about what I saw in the comments, a woman talking about mamas unite. We're all mad at him. Y'all need to be mad at yourselves too, and all the stuff that you be making mistakes about. Literally. Sometimes the stories my wife tells about some of these women in these women's groups talking about, "Oh, I did this, oh, I shouldn't have done that," and all that other nonsense. Yeah. Y'all need to be worried about yourself a little bit more.
I just saw a girl on Instagram say that if you're a girl and you're hooking up with a guy, you should tell him that you're a squirter even if you're not, because he's gonna try hard to make that happen. And if you're not doing it, like, he's gonna try hardest next time because he's gonna want to make that happen. And honestly, that's brilliant.
Y'all want to know what really sucks? Is finding out that your husband, who you're not even filed for divorce from yet, it's been a month since he left your house, and you find out that he's actually going out on a date tonight. We haven't even filed for divorce yet. Is that normal? Do men do that? Like, somebody answer me. Men, women, I don't care who it is. Somebody just answer the question. Is that normal for people to do? Because I downloaded the Stir app, which is for like single parents, and I almost vomited, and I deleted it because like I was nauseous just looking at it. And he's going out on a date tonight. I haven't been out on a date with him in over a year. How do you get over that? That's painful.
But you're on a dating app as well, so you can't really try and shame him. You see what women do? You see what modern women do? "Oh, well, he's going out on a date. How dare him? I'm just trying to get my life together." You're trying to get your life together on a dating app. Well, I got on the dating app and I almost vomited. I got so nauseous on the dating app. You got on the dating app and you didn't find anything that you wanted, so you deleted it. But you were out there looking. It's just, you're upset that he found somebody. "We're not even final. We haven't even finalized or filed for divorce yet." You should be saying that same thing to yourself, because once again, you were on a dating app. Way to take accountability, weirdo.
Honestly, in this day and age, shame on the women on guys who actually try respectfully to like get your number or like approach you or like just hit on you in general in like a public setting. Extra bonus points if it's not a bar or an atmosphere that involves alcohol. Like, I hate when girls like, "You, like that guy like came up to me, like what a weirdo." Like, they literally need to be encouraged to do that. Like, no one does it anymore. I love when them like on like girls who go out in bars and stuff and stuff like that or whatever. But like, where are you gonna find your husband? On Hinge? At the grocery store? They are not approaching you there. Swear to God, whenever someone approaches me, specifically not in a bar setting, I have the utmost respect. Even if I don't find them attractive, I'll give them a number regardless, or conversate with them regardless, because it's like so admirable in this day and age to actually have the nerve and the kahunas to go and do that. So stop shitting on them, because we need that.
Okay, so let me put you on game. Oh, let me get them out of Dodge. Okay. So if you're out in public and you ever see like a guy just like staring at you and stuff like that, but he doesn't approach, you know why? It's because he has a girlfriend. It's literally because he has a girlfriend. Okay, so basically what happened was that my sister was having her white coat ceremony, right? And like I was there, and then like there's this guy there, and me and him just like kept staring at each other, and I was like, dang, you kind of cute, right? And then, like, I was like, why doesn't he approach me? Like, he could just approach me, whatever. We ended up getting, like, introduced to each other because, like, his brother was, like, also in my sister's cohort, so he was there for his brother, too, and stuff. So then we ended up, like, making plans to, like, go out later that night and stuff. Like, we went, like, line dancing and stuff. And, like, it was honestly, like, a really good time. And he was mad flirty with me, like, I'm talking mad flirty, bro. Like, you would have thought, like, we were going home with each other that night, right? And stuff. And, like, then I was like, so, like, are you gonna kiss me, bro? Like, what the, like, we're playing pool and everything. And my boyfriend, we're, like, playing pool and everything. And he's, like, because I suck at pool, but he was, like, you know that, like, corny-ass, like, movie that they do? That's what he was doing to me. So then I was like, so, like, what the f*** are we doing? Like, are we gonna, like, be together? Like, are you gonna be my man? Because he was perfect. He was honestly, like, perfect. Like, I was in the chat texting my friends, like, oh my gosh, this is my man. This is my soulmate, yada, 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 and stuff like that. Just for him to be like, oh, I have a girlfriend. What the? And then I was just like, oh, I thought you liked me. He was like, yeah, when I saw you, I was like, she's mad pretty, whatever, da 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 da. And you have a girlfriend!
So it appears there is nothing more fragile than a man's ego. Clearly my ego is not fragile today with this hair. So you may scroll back and see that I went on a first date last week with a guy who was very good looking, very nice, and then I was going away to here to make my 3 cents. And we've had a little bit of communication while I've been here. Probably not as much as what I would like. Now, I don't think that's needy. I just think that's keeping momentum going and also showing interest. So, we've had, a bit of here and there texting. It's nothing dramatic. The timing hasn't lined up for the call until yesterday when I rang him and he took the call and we had a chat. And I felt like, I don't know, it just wasn't as interesting as what it was last week. I don't know that he's that interested, and I don't know that he's that interesting. So, I sent him a little video from our boat day yesterday just to kind of encourage a little bit of banter, and he didn't respond. He sent me emoji prior to that, which I ha-ha'd out of respect. I don't think it's that funny, but it's acknowledgement. Anyway, my video went unnoticed, unrecognized, unliked. So this morning I kind of was petty, and I said in a message, hey, morning, did you get my video? And he said, I did. And I kind of thought, okay. Anyway, so then I just thought, you know what? If you're not even going to fake some interest in what was a really cute video of, being out on the water, then I don't think you're my guy. So I texted him and said, look, I've been having a bit of a think, and I just don't feel like we're as compatible as maybe what I thought, and, wish you all the best, have a happy new year, and good luck with your search. He comes straight back with, wow, where did that come from? Have you met somebody else? No, sir. I'm just choosing myself. I don't need to have met somebody to not want to keep talking to you. I'm actually very okay with choosing me over you, which I think you're giving bare minimum. He came back with, I don't feel like I need to acknowledge the video, and that's a bit red flaggy. So, if you want to catch up when you get back, let's do that. And I was like, no, sir, it's not red flaggy. It's just being polite. But the funny part was that he just thinks that I've met somebody else rather than choose not to keep engaging. I must have met somebody else and been swept off my feet. No, that's not it. Quite happy to be alone. Thank you. I chose your lack of interest over you. So yeah, guys, if a woman doesn't want to be with you, it doesn't mean she's met somebody else. It just means you're not resonating. She's not feeling it. Okay, might be a little bit of a hit to the ego, but women do choose themselves.
I mean, honestly, we're talking about fragile egos, and you're making a video on the beach about a man that wasn't responding to you in enough time. You're on the beach, man. Why are you worried about that? It'd be one thing if you were walking back to your room or back to the car from the beach, like my day is over, but you're sitting on the beach. Instead of relaxing, instead of cracking open a good book, nice drink, relaxing. I see you got your beach garb on there. You got your swimsuit or whatever it is. You got your sunglasses and all that other stuff. Instead of enjoying your time out in the sun, relaxing, soaking up some vitamin D, you're soaking up some vitamin negativity. You got to do better. If he needs to improve on his attitude, maybe you need to do the same.
You care. That's the reason why you're in my comment section. And that's the reason why you're taking the attitude that you are about the topic, because you care. Because you're the girl in the friend group who don't get approached. You watch your homegirls get approached and you have to just sit there and play with your phone because ain't nobody saying nothing to you. And instead of just admitting that that's the truth, here you come trying to downplay men as a collective and make it seem like anybody can get hollered at and men will just approach anybody. That's not true. You know why that's not true? Because you're not everybody's type. And since you're not everybody's type, every man is not going to come up to you. Every man is not going to approach you. You know that. I know that. And that's the reason why this topic is upsetting you, because it's a reminder that you're not everybody's type. And that when you go out, you're not getting approached. But you are watching your friends get approached. And so this is another coping mechanism for you to make it seem like anybody can get approached. Men are just so desperate, they'll just go up to anybody. Some men will. But the ones that you want, they're selective about the women that they want. And clearly, based off how you're approaching this conversation, it's not you.
I'm not a man hater, and if calling out the opposite gender for their bad behavior triggers you, you might want to look internally. Good day.
I just washed with soap.
I'm gonna stand up.
Done.
I'm just gonna be standing up a little bit. And I'm not doing it performatively, I swear to God.
If women had external genitalia like men, half of the medical aisle would be obsolete. Vaggies are the reason sex is less satisfying than it should be. As a straight man, I want to love vaginal sex, but it's unpredictable. Sometimes it's too tight. Sometimes there's no sensation. Sometimes the angle is wrong and it just hurts her. Meanwhile, if both partners you get clear stimulation, shared mechanics, and direct communication. Sex would be more mutual instead of this asymmetrical guessing game where one person is always hoping they did enough. Society would function differently and better at that because a lot of toxic gender dynamics come from the invisibility of female desire. If women had visible arousal like a literal bulge when turned on, people might actually take their sexuality seriously. No more she's playing hard to get games. No more stigma around women initiating. If she's hard, she's horny. Simple, equal, transparent. That alone could kill half of patriarchy's sexual double standards. Why shame? Women's clothes are designed around hiding a secret. Pads, tampons, party liners. Pads.
Fiesta liners.
Fiesta liners. Pads, tampons, panty liners are what it's called. They are all shame silence. I just walk without having to pretend I'm shy of my anatomy. Imagine if women had external genitalia. Then there'd be no cultural obsession with tightness or virginity. No more locker room myths. Just genital equality out in the open. No more euphemisms. No more taboo. Just body parts. In fact, even would benefit. You ever notice how weird vaginas look unless the angle is just right? It's often just some weird fleshy portal, and the camera's trying to find a way to make it look like anything other than what it is. So small, feminine phallus would solve that. My final thought is, I am not saying we scrap vaginas tomorrow.
Good. Just like next month. Yeah.
I'm saying if you remove emotion, social programming, and 200,000 years of conditioning, the vagina is a badly optimized interface. High maintenance, hard to navigate, and visually chaotic. Despite its own disadvantages, is a superior design. And if women had it streamlined, sensitive, and functional, the world would be simpler, sex would be clearer, and culture would be more honest.
Culture would be more honest.
This isn't about being gay, insecure, or onto some.
Right.
It's about seeing past the worship and calling out a flawed design when I see one. The top comment says, what?
You know, it's the weirdest thing. Part of this is suspect. Part of this is suspect. But then part of this, you're like, it's got a point. It talks about the medical owl, half of it being obsolete. Fair point. Being clear on who's aroused and who's not, so there's no guessing. Oh, I guess you got a point. I don't know how I feel, man. I feel like he's thought a lot about it. On the surface, maybe say this a lot different. I'm uncomfortable with the way you stated this, to be honest.
My New Year's resolution is to not eat out as much, but to get eaten out more.
I'm 27, turning 28 next year. And I just saw another one of my friends get engaged. It's hard to see everyone else engaged, having kids. My timeline never looked the way it did. Or at least never the way I pictured it. The day will come. The day will come when it's my turn to be married and to be a mom. And I can't wait. It's to my future kids. I can't wait to meet you. I'm your mom and dad and Whiskey. Love you so much.
He comes home, and I'm cleaning this house. It felt so good. He walked in. He goes, "Hey, baby." I go, "Hey." He goes, "What's that?" And I'm thinking it's my lemony freshness, honey. I know what I've cleaned. He goes, "You smell that?" I said, "Yes, it's fresh." He goes, No, it's not. He says, it smells like high onion. I said, "What?" He goes, "High onion. You smell that?" I'm like, what the hell does high onion mean? I go, "Like a White Castle?" He goes, "Yeah, but it's been in the trash." So I am running around this house going, "What didn't I clean?" Something. And he's like, "You smell it?" I smell it. It's just like it's right here. And I'm like, "I can't find it. We've got to get it out of here. We have got to get it out of here." And he's trailing me. He goes, "Maybe the dogs brought something in." I was like, "Maybe they did. Maybe they did." He goes, wait, and grabs my arm. And goes full nose into my armpit. I would have liked to have died on the spot. He goes, "Oh my Lord, you're high onion."
I don't even care about the bullshit. I don't even no.
I love your. Never mind.
Oh, okay, it's okay. No worries.
Your glasses together?
No, is it cool if I grab your number though?
No.
I can't take you on a date? Why? Oh, okay, no worries.
I'll take it.
Excuse me. Oh my god, I'm in love with you. What's your name?
Ashley.
Huh?
Ashley.
Are you from Australia?
No, England. It won't work. It's English number.
Huh? Yeah, it would work. It would work.
Already?
It would work.
Why are there so many single people if there's so many single people? There's no shortage of single people, so why are we all just walking around single? I don't understand. Now I know it's tale as old as time. The ones that you want don't want you back, and the ones that do want you, you don't want. There's currently a man right now that has ghosted me twice, but if that man texted me right now and said, I'd like to see you, I'd get in my car and I'd drive over there. But he obviously don't feel the same way. So my connection was not the same as what his was. So why is it so hard for us to find somebody that we want to be with, that wants to be with us too, and make a life with them? I'm just frustrated, confused. Does anybody know the answer? Is it social media? Because in the last 2 months, I've deleted my Facebook twice and my Snapchat 3 times. But I keep getting back on it because all I do is go to work. So I'm either at work or at home. And I live in little podunk, Louisiana. So how am I going to meet anybody if I'm not on social media? I'm not. Anyway, why are we all single? Let me know. Love you, bye.
Guy in the comments said, because my peace is priceless. And I think there's a lot of men that feel like that, right? I would love to be in a relationship. I would love to have somebody, but it's not worth my peace. It's not worth me going out there and getting into something where I'm the loser. I'm on the losing end. I'm at a disadvantage, not just some of the time, but all the time. I'm at a disadvantage. I always have to put her on a pedestal. I always have to give her things and be there for her, but she never reciprocates. I'd rather be by myself. So, you got a lot of people out there, even though they say it's the male loneliness epidemic in some of these situations, men are like, I would rather be alone.
2 months later, bro. 2 months later. It's been 2 months. And he's proposing to her. What the fuck? What the What the What? He was just in my bed, bro. He was just in my bed 2 months ago. 2 months ago. And he's proposing to her. I don't understand that. Oh, fuck this fucking chungus has fucking here.
There's a woman in the comments that said, I've been in the exact same situation 3 years ago, 2 months after exactly. And girl, I can tell you that your future is bright. Yeah, but what if it isn't? What if it isn't? What if he actually really liked the woman? I know some people who their significant others, they left both of their significant others. He left his, and she left hers, and they got together, and they're still together years later. Kids and everything. Kids and everything. Kids are grown. Kids have kids. They have grandkids. They've moved on. They've united. Love them or hate them. It's going well. After so many years, it's still rocking and rolling.
At what point do I have to stop blaming it on ovulation and just accept that this is who I am? If wanting someone to cuddle me every day, kiss me in the morning right when we wake up, kiss my forehead, hug me, grab my ass, all of the above, hold my hand, if that makes me needy, then I'm needy all day.
It's birth.
I feel so fat, guys.
Sorry, fat.
My fiance and I are getting married next September, and I got him what I thought was the most perfect holiday gift, and he hated it. And this has happened before. Anyway, Sam opened these and said, "What about me makes you think that I would like these?"
That is the kind of question someone asks when they love you, trying to understand your thought process behind something that seems incredibly thoughtless. Ella told us why this was a bad gift, why he wouldn't like it. Is she hearing herself? This is why the diner is so important. Most people are talking and they are not listening. She's yapping away, saying all of the details. Ella, watch your video. Listen to what you said. It's bigger than cufflinks. And people act like it's not that deep. Get over it. You're making a big deal out of it. This is a prime example of why you need to make a big deal out of it. You can end up in a relationship with someone who does not know you at all. My mother did this kind of thing where she would get a gift for me that she wanted for herself. Get mad because I would be like, why would you get me this? This is so obviously for you. So the fact that Ella's follow-up video is her wearing the cufflinks, also they look huge and they fit the venue. They don't fit your fiance. The aesthetics of the wedding don't matter when you are not listening to your fiance.
I mean, men, generally speaking, can do things women can't do.
What things?
I don't know, be geniuses, lift heavy shit, fight in wars. I don't know, name it. Be a leader.
Oh, so you think wars are a good idea?
That's not the question.
Thinking like those inventions or those things you said, or leaders. There are a lot of female leaders in the world, you know that?
Not really. There's the rare one, but not really. And there's almost never been a female genius.
You know why?
Yes, I do know why.
Okay, why?
Well, it's just an IQ thing. Women and men are about the same.
It?
Yeah, this is well documented. Men and women have the same average IQ, but as far as outliers, men are like outliers. There's like the rare guy with 180 IQ or something.
You know why?
Because of oppression? Is it because they were oppressed?
I never said that.
You're absolutely right. Then why?
Because women, they were not educated for
So oppressed, exactly what I thought you were going to say.
They were not allowed to have a job. They were not allowed to do anything without a man's permission. And
that's not true. And also, having a job doesn't make you a genius. A genius is something you're just...
I never said that. Why are you adding emotion to it?
It's not emotion. That's a fact. Geniuses are born. They're not made.
Because nobody will listen to you if you're a woman 100 years ago.
I don't really agree with that, but...
Why not?
Well, I don't think women just never spoke. It's not that cut and dry. But they had a secondary role. They didn't have a primary role in social conversations or politics, which is the way that it should be. It's not that they should like have duct tape on their mouth. And it's not like we should live like Muslims. But Christian societies where women take a secondary role seem to be better. I mean, look at it right now. The last, 80 years, we've given women the same equal voice as men, and they're doing worse than they've ever done. They're less happy. They're having less children later. They are confused because the state tells them that they need to have jobs and be boss babes. And then by the time they're 35, they're childless and they're single and they've had sex with a bunch of dudes and nobody wants them, or they're single moms. And it's because they were told to pursue a career rather than the actual natural proclivities that women are born with, which is to be nurturers and mothers and things of that nature. It's not like it should be against the law for women to work, but I think that if the natural roles of men and women were incentivized from the highest levels down, people would be a lot happier.
I said I want to feel safe and I want to feel romanced, and that will make me open up. I just want everyone to know that the overwhelming majority of the time, this approach will not work. Because if you're not open at all, then that means you're closed. And if you're closed, that means you're signaling no, and men are not going to romance you. So just to demonstrate, this is exactly what happens. You go on a date, and then it's, I'm not going to open, I'm going to be closed off, I don't feel safe, I'm not going to soften, I'm not going to open, I don't feel safe, he's not making me feel safe, I don't feel safe, so I'm going to stay closed. And then he's going to say, okay, I'm going to back off. He's not going to pursue you. No man in his right mind is going to pursue that. And then you're like, why aren't you romancing me? Why aren't you taking me on dates? Why aren't you showering me in love? Now, if you're in danger and you genuinely feel threatened, then of course, stay closed. But if there's a man that you're interested in, that you want to pursue you and ask you on more dates, you can't be doing that. And understand that if you're going to do this thing where you stay closed and you're always tense and you're always communicating no, the only men that will pursue you are ones that will look at your no and say, I'm going to do it anyway. Do you want to attract those type of men? Look, everyone is free to do whatever they want, however they want to do it. I really don't care. But one thing that I have found in my experience is when it comes to love and romance, it does not feel safe. Because we're talking about taking emotional risks and putting your heart on the line. There's a lot of things that feel like the stakes are high and it does not feel safe. And if your main goal is to feel safe, you're playing the wrong game.
Most of these modern women, they have this sort of body language from start to finish. And really, it starts on the dating apps or wherever you meet the man. You have this same posture throughout your whole entire experience. And you wonder why the man stops pursuing you. It's kind of like, well, I don't really know. There's nothing that you're giving him that indicates to him that you're still interested. Even if you have like an RBF, you're not engaging with him. Not really. You're not really even texting him back, talking to him. It really looks like you're there for the food. You're on your phone. There's nothing that he can read. You got your arms crossed over. You're kind of looking over and see what everybody else is doing. There's really nothing that he can read that says she's actually interested in me. So at that point in time, yeah, he's going to move back and he's, oh, well, I guess this one is a loss. Let's go ahead and pay for the date and get out of here. Or if I'm talking to you, oh, well, hey, you have a good day. And then what you're going to do in the next breath is get on Facebook or social media or TikTok or whatever. And you're going to be like, why do these men not pursue? Why do they just quit? Well, because you're trash at communication, nonverbal communication and verbal communication, but you're trash at saying to the man or leading the man and saying, hey, I'm interested too. Now, sometimes people get shy and sometimes it shows up in their face. They look like they have RBF. They look like, they're not interested, but, they really are. So you have to start using your words. And if a man said, like sometimes or most of the times, men will straight up ask you and they'll straight up say, hey, it doesn't really look like you're interested. Or, hey, it looks like I'm kind of bothering you. And that's your opportunity to say, well, no, I'm just nervous. Or no, I'm just kind of, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. This is all kind of new for me. I feel awkward. And then the man can come back and say, yeah, me too. And that's something that y'all can laugh about. But these modern women out here, man, they expect a man to power through. They don't really have to do much changing, much adapting. They don't really have to really add anything to the conversation if they don't want to. They want the opportunity to talk all night if they want to, or to shut up and let the man talk if they want to. It's really the prerogative of these modern women how they want the date to go. And when a man follows that lead, they call the man sassy, not masculine, and they never place blame on themselves to say, you know what, I wasn't a good person tonight. I was ineffective at my communication tonight. I was a trash person to date. I was a trash person to be around tonight. Because then that would signal that they need to take accountability for what they did or did not do.
I finally told my boyfriend what my body count was, and now we're not together. I understand some people don't like their partner's body count sometimes and that it can be a deal breaker, but my boyfriend and I have been together for 6 months and he finally for the first time asked me what my body count was. I told him I'm not going to be super specific, but let's just say it's more than 10 but less than 20. And he got very upset at me. He started saying things like, you're a woman, you should hold yourself to higher standards. He said women that are promiscuous should be treated as thoughts And I obviously got offended by that because he was clearly referring to me. Anyways, we made up, but for the past week, he's just been showing so many signs that he doesn't trust me and that he's clearly not over the conversation. Like now he always wants to see my location, which he didn't used to before. I tried to talk to him about it, being like, you can talk to me, like what's going on? And he's just still so resentful about my body count. He says that he can't stop thinking about it, like he can't stop thinking about me with other guys, and says that he can't believe that many guys used me. He was getting pretty heated with the conversation, and it came to a point where he literally called me to my face. I didn't say anything, he just saw my face and he quickly backtracked saying, no, you're not now, you were in your past and I'm willing to get over it because I love you. Yeah, no, you're not gonna call me and be in a relationship with me. That's not gonna happen. Firstly, I don't even think my body count is that high. Secondly, I would never ever cheat on him or anybody else. So I just feel like he's being super unfair and he's showing a side that I didn't know. He's been blowing up my phone saying that he's sorry and whatnot, but I don't know if I should forgive him.
I think he feels bamboozled, right? He really cares about you as a person, especially 6 months in, right? So he feels betrayed because for 6 months, I've been talking to you, I've been developing feelings, and now you pull this on me. You pulled a stunt. You really did. You pulled a stunt, and now he's like, well, what do I do? That's the internal struggle in his mind. There was a woman who didn't, for this reason, tell her husband that she had actually been with other dudes more than what she led him to believe on the date, right? I think when they first met, they asked that question. I think he was a virgin. He said, well, I'm a virgin. That's what I'm looking for. And she said, well, I've been with some man and whatever. And then she saw the look on his face. And she said, but I really didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it, this, that. And she really downplayed it. And now, I think years later, when they're about to have a child, she got nervous. And so she went to seek counsel from a psychologist or a therapist, I should say. And she was like, well, what do I do? We're about to start going to the doctor, and facts about my past life are about to start coming to light. You know, my husband is going to be going to the appointments with me, and I'm not sure what to do. Do I sit him down and tell him what actually happened, or do I keep it to myself? And what do I do? Right? Because you know you messed up. Because you know you did that man wrong. And we sit up here and talk about how men can be jerks and trash and all those things, but then we never really truly hold women like this accountable. There's people in the comments, thankfully, I think it's men and women, saying your boyfriend is entirely correct. We agree with him, that sort of thing, because you were deceptive. You were deceitful. You knew what you were out here doing. You knew that he wouldn't like it, and you didn't let him know. See, a lot of women out here, they'll go on and say, well, you know, it's none of his business, this, and that. Knowing that if they said that, you probably have a problem. That's why you're not saying it, right? Imagine if a man was saying, well, it's none of your business what my finances are. That would be a red flag. Oh, I really don't, you know, I've got, you know, some money, but, you know, I don't feel like it's my obligation to tell you how much I make. That would be a problem for you, as it should be. But for some reason, modern women don't feel like they have to put their cards on the table, and a man should have all of his cards on the table. It's weird.
I want to have an open conversation about being desired. And actually, it's not incredibly open, I guess. I'm just going to share my thoughts on a situation that I saw on TikTok recently and just my frustrations with the backlash and the stitches and everything like that. Basically, there was this woman who had posted on here, and she works at Amazon, and she was upset because none of her coworkers have hit on her or flirt with her, etc. And the amount of comments and stitches and basically criticism that has happened from not only men but women, I think, is the one that's bothering me the most, who are basically just either purposely being obtuse or they're really just forgetting that there's nuance to the conversation. Is frustrating. So many people have been like, well, why would you want Amazon workers to hit on you anyway? Why do you want your coworkers to hit on you anyway? I will use my own life as an example. The first time I got catcalled, I remember thinking, holy, finally. Now, do I think catcalling is acceptable or good? No. But I had never been catcalled, and all of my friends had been for a long time. So I thought that I was lacking something as a human because I had never been seen as attractive enough to be catcalled. Now, this conversation in general does have a lot of nuance because do I think that our purpose in life is to seek validation from men's approval or your desirability? No. However, to act like it is not an important thing for especially women is ridiculous. And I've had these conversations with my friends who fall on the opposite side of the spectrum where they have only gotten attention for their looks and whatever since they were young. And I understand that that is also a problem, but this is not about you. It does not take too much to have empathy for somebody who is visibly upset because they are not getting attention when everybody around them gets attention. It is normal to feel sad about that. And the problem is that when you are a person who is seen as undesirable, whether it be in certain spaces or in society, that hurts you. It's hurtful. It feels like you are a monster to whatever space you're in. And that is why people aren't giving you the attention. Sorry, that's not why, but like you feel like a monster and so you feel like that is why. Like you are a monster and so nobody's going to look at you like a normal human being. I understand and I know that there are so many things wrong with our society and this being one of them, but to act like her feelings are not valid is incredibly just disheartening, and to see it from so many women is so frustrating. She is allowed to feel sad that people do not desire her, and I doubt this is just a problem in her work. She's probably just seeing it more in her workspace, and so she felt sad, and so she made a video. As somebody who got no male attention growing up, that messes with your brain. It changes your brain chemistry, and it changes the way that you see yourself. And it took years of therapy that I had to go out of my way to do to rewire my brain into knowing that my level of attraction or desirability has nothing to do with my value as a person. But the way that our society works is that is how we value people. So to tell somebody that their lack of desirability is not that big of a deal is ridiculous. Unless you have been somebody who has been in a space that you are the least desirable or not desirable at all, you do not have an opinion in this.
You know, for a lot of these women, it's just a rite of passage. It, whether they like it or not, it gives them the ability to have a seat at the table, right? It gives them the ability to talk about the experience, even if they didn't enjoy it. And, you know, the same thing can really happen for men if they're talking about, like, say, for instance, oh man, I lost my virginity at this age. Well, I lost my virginity at 12. I lost my virginity at 13. And now that you talk about it, it's like, that's terrifying that you lost it at 12. but, you know, you kind of feel left out because you're like, man, I've never been catcalled, so I guess I'm not normal. You're measuring yourself against people who have had certain experiences when you might just take a different route. I think for a lot of these women, that's where the social dynamic can really make them, or it can really crush them. They can really lose themselves in the dynamic. They talk about a lot of times, well, men don't have these great friend groups. They don't do this, and this. But a lot of times, you know, men might not be susceptible to this type of social pressure and status that you guys have because you're sitting in a group. Oh, I've never been catcalled. And the women are talking about it. You're like, man, I want to do that. And so you might put yourself purposefully, in a situation to where you can be catcalled. And sometimes these are very dangerous situations just so you can have the conversation the next time it comes up. As a matter of fact, some of these women will actually go put themselves in a situation to where they experience whatever it is, and then they'll be the ones pushing the envelope on what just happened. Oh, this guy catcalled me the other day. Yuck. Hoping that they can have dialogue about it with their friends, and their friends are like, why is she continuing to push this? Well, for a long time she sat there and listened to y'all talk about being catcalled or something else as an example, but she never was a part of that. So now that she's had that happen to her, she now feels like she's a part of the group again. At some point in time, and this is what men say, y'all gotta be individuals. All modern women are cookie cutter. They all do the same thing. They wear the same thing. They feel the same way. They move in the same circles. So if a friend says, don't approach me, you have another friend right beside them saying, don't approach me either. And another friend, yeah, don't approach me. Even if they don't agree with it, they move in lockstep, even if it's unhealthy. So I would say to you, you don't need to be catcalled. You don't want that type of attention. You want to carry yourself to where a man respects you and he'll come up to you and approach you respectfully. Hey, I saw you from across the way and I was interested. I was drawn to you and I wanted to come over and have a conversation if that's okay with you. My name is James, by the way. Hey, James, my name is Kristen. It's nice to meet you. Hey, Kristen. So, I don't know how these things usually go. Are you hungry? You mind if I buy you a drink? You know what? A drink would be nice. Okay, what are you drinking? I'm drinking a Diet Coke. Diet Coke for the lady. So, Kristen, tell me about yourself. Do you live in the area? I don't want to get too personal or anything. You live in the area or, is this a place that you frequent a lot? Oh, yeah. I come here after work every day with my friends. Or they see my friends. Oh, hey, how's it going? Right? And you have a conversation. But you don't have to be a part of every single experience that your friends have, especially when it's toxic, just so you can fit in. Start thinking start thinking separately. You don't have to be a loner and an isolation, a person that wants to be isolated all the time. But you don't have to move in lockstep with your friends, especially when they're super toxic.